Welcome to the third part of the Pulsenmore Clinician onboarding training series. This is a 4-part tutorial designed to guide you through the setup and operations of the Pulsenmore ES ultrasound system for fetal and obstetric applications. In this third session, the focus will be on the clinician side setup of the Pulsenmore system. We will cover the following topics: the different modes of operation, setting up scan approvals, adjusting parameters, contact and speed indicators, internet connectivity, device errors, and we will end the session by explaining how to end a scan. The Pulsenmore modes of operation. The Pulsenmore solution offers 2 modes of operation: the app-guided asynchronous mode and the clinician-guided synchronous mode. In the app-guided mode, patients are guided through video tutorials to create 5 ultrasound video scans. These tutorials are based on scanning protocols developed by OB/GYNs for remote prenatal ultrasounds. The app's guided mode uses preset parameters are based on gestational age. In early pregnancy, between weeks 14 to 18, the depth is set to 14 centimeters. As the pregnancy progresses to weeks 19 to 28, the depth increases to 18 centimeters. In the later stages, the depth is further adjusted to 22 centimeters. Additional parameters are automatically optimized as well, as you can see on the screen. The Pulsenmore app provides guided training before the patient's first scan. During any app-guided scan, the screen is displayed in a split view. The top section shows a scanning guide that demonstrates the required movements the patient should follow, while the bottom section displays a live ultrasound image. Patients can self-scan independently without clinician assistance. The process takes approximately 3 minutes. After completion, the scans are automatically uploaded to a secure cloud for offline clinician assessment. This mode is ideal for regions with limited prenatal care and internet access, as it requires only a minimal internet connection for a quick fetal well check. Now let's review the clinician-guided mode. The clinician-guided mode is a synchronous ultrasound meeting between the patient and a remote clinician. The patient enters the meeting through the Pulsenmore app, while the clinician joins it through the web-based dashboard. The patient holds the transducer while the clinician remotely adjusts various settings and parameters. During the scan, the clinician can modify settings such as gain, depth, and frequency based on factors like gestational week and the patient's BMI. The clinician can also decide whether to share the ultrasound image with the patient. The session typically lasts between 15 to 20 minutes. Please note that each transducer allows for up to 150 minutes of total scan time. Additionally, the clinician can record clips that will later be uploaded to a secure cloud for further review. To begin a remote consultation, the clinician logs into the dashboard and clicks on the waiting room icon on the left side menu bar. The right side of the screen will display all waiting patients. The clinician selects the patient. Before starting the meeting, the clinician can choose to turn the camera and microphone on or off as needed, and then clicks the Start the Meeting button. Now let's see all the features available during a Pulsenmore online ultrasound consultation. After accepting the patient, the top right of the screen displays the clinician's camera feed, while the patient's image appears in the center. You can switch the locations of the scan view and patient view by clicking here. At any point during the call, the clinician can choose to share the scan imaging by sliding the button here. The microphone and camera can also be turned on or off during the call. Now we are ready to view the ultrasound images. To start viewing, click the Start Ultrasound button at the bottom of the screen. Ensure both your computer and the patient's device have stable network connections before initiating the scan. Adjusting parameters. There are 5 parameters you can adjust on the dashboard. Depth controls the scan depth. The default is 18 centimeters. For early gestation weeks or low BMI, set the depth to 12 to 14 centimeters. For late pregnancy or high BMI, set it to 22 to 24 centimeters. Focus adjusts image contrast. The default is 7 centimeters. For early gestation or low BMI, set it to 5 centimeters. For late pregnancy or high BMI, set it to 8.5 centimeters. Gain controls the amplification of the received signal. The default is 75%. For a brighter image, set it to 80 to 85%. For a darker image, set it to 60 to 65%. Power alters the ultrasound signal strength. The default is minus 6 decibel milliwatts. For late pregnancy or high BMI, consider minus 5 or 4 dBm. Frequency adjusts signal penetration. The default is 5 MHz. For late pregnancy or high BMI, consider 4 or 3 MHz. There are two more important indicators for you to be aware of: the skin contact and speed indicators. Both these indicators can be seen by both you and your patient. The skin contact indicator informs how well the transducer probe is applied to the patient's skin. For instance, the indicator will turn red if connection is poor. Pressing the probe harder or adding more gel can improve contact. Now let's review the speed indicator. This gauge displays how fast the patient is moving the probe. When sensors turn yellow or red, it's an indication that the movement is too fast or erratic. During the scan, instruct the patient to adjust accordingly for a better image. When the speed is adequate, the sensor is green. The clinician can also decide if they want the patient to be able to see these indicators or not by using the slider button on the bottom left side of the screen. The transducer is positioned facing the patient during image acquisition, which results in the images being mirrored compared to standard clinical images. To correct this, simply adjust the image by selecting the mirror option located on the bottom left corner of the screen. To record an ultrasound clip, click the record button. In the clinician guided mode, you can record up to 10 videos, each up to 1 minute long. Note that recordings cannot be resumed once stopped, and any parameter adjustments you would like to make must be made before starting the recording. Internet connectivity. For optimal performance, ensure both clinician and patient have fast, reliable network connectivity. The patient should use Wi-Fi and be close to the modem. If the connection degrades, a warning will appear on the network indicator panel on the top left side of the screen. You can expand the network monitor panel to see additional information. If either you or your patient loses internet connection during a scan, the app will automatically stop and display a message that it is trying to reconnect your call. When the connection issue is resolved, you'll need to restart the scan by selecting the Start Ultrasound button. If reconnection fails within 60 seconds, both you and the patient must re-enter the meeting room to resume. In such cases, a pop-up message indicating that the meeting cannot be connected will appear on the screen. Click OK, re-enter the waiting room, and select Resume Meeting. The meeting will resume once both you and the patient have stable connections. Device errors during scan. If a device error occurs, the ultrasound scan will automatically stop, and an indication will appear on the dashboard. To learn more about the error, simply click the exclamation mark to open a pop-up window displaying the error and a recommendation for resolving it. Once the error is resolved, you will need to restart the scan. Once you have finished recording the scan clip, select Stop Recording. Before ending the call, remind the patient to keep the app open until all clips have finished uploading. You may then select the End Call button and confirm the End Call pop-up when prompted. The patient will be able to monitor the upload progress within the app. Once the upload is complete, a green notification will appear confirming that all clips have been successfully uploaded. At that point, the patient may close the app. It is important to emphasize that the app must remain open until the upload is complete. If the app is closed before the upload finishes, the patient will need to reopen the app. The upload will automatically resume once the app is reopened. This concludes Part 3 of the Pulsenmore training on clinical side setup. The next part, we will cover all aspects of reviewing Pulsenmore ultrasound scans.